so excited when they see the blue box come out and they see the Artful Reading box. They cheer that it's time for Artful Reading. Yay! You know that you see the celebration. They celebrate when they see the box, or they celebrate when I say Artful Reading, or they know what it is.
CTL's Artful Reading program strengthens literacy instruction by integrating the arts. The research behind our arts integrated approach is powerful. When the arts are integrated, student motivation to learn increases, creative thinking is boosted, problem solving and reasoning is improved, language and literacy development is accelerated, healthier social and emotional responses are encouraged, and connections are made to content, personal experiences, and the world. Artful Reading has a powerful impact. Artful Reading Preschool is a purposeful and engaging arts-integrated approach to teaching and learning that emphasizes school readiness skills and behaviors. This literacy program seamlessly ties Kentucky's early childhood standards with national core art standards to promote a thoughtful approach to reading, writing, speaking, and listening. After 1 year of implementing 4 AR PreK modules, a teacher will address and assess all of the Kentucky early childhood and national core art standards. Thoughtfully planned centers are designed with the Eckers subscales in mind and include attention to space and furnishings, language and literacy, learning activities, interaction, and program structure. Each PreK module includes high-interest texts from different genres, arts materials, and lesson plans that blend literacy with visual arts, dance, music, and drama experiences for all students. Teachers will receive a variety of Artful Reading modules and coaching support throughout the year. Each module contains a core text, supplemental, informational, and literary texts, arts materials, and educational resources. For example, one of our PreK modules, Olivia, invites students to follow the main character through her daily routines and special adventures. By comparing their self-drawn family portraits to that of Olivia's family portrait, sequencing their own daily routines, exploring ballet and opera, and the concept of accessories versus necessities, students make strong connections between the content, their own experiences, and the world around them. The study of pigs and their habitats promotes accelerated language and literacy development, while a center that allows children to construct a pig pen in the Block Center serves as a unique platform for demonstrating their understanding. Before, during, and after the implementation of Artful Reading modules, the CTL coaches are there to continuously support the teachers, on-site and from a distance, through use of foundational training, lesson refining protocols, observation checklists for formative assessment during centers, co-teaching, modeling, and more. We develop literacy leadership skills within your teachers, coaches, and administration to support your district's short and long-term literacy efforts. CTL's Artful Reading Preschool program, when coupled with our Artful Reading Elementary program and our adolescent literacy model, will meet the literacy needs of all students within your district. Together, these 3 programs provide consistent literacy-based learning experiences for every age, from preschool to 12th grade.
We have to allow kids to use that creative side, because the jobs of the future, it's going to be using that creative side, coming up with new ideas. So it helps them prepare for kindergarten, because they for one, it builds that love of learning, and I think that is essential in the preschool age student. That deep love of learning is so powerful, and if you can get a student to love learning, you've got them.
All of CTL's programs are grounded in our 4 pillars of comprehensive literacy, as we promote a balance between the literacy subdomains, professional learning, coaching, and literacy leadership. Each of these play an equally important role in implementing and sustaining an effective literacy initiative.
Okay, hello. Thank you for taking the time to watch our few minutes of video today about Artful Reading Pre-K. So we would like to take this opportunity to provide a little bit more information about how this program fits inside of the KyCL grant. So we are two of the coaches that work for CTL, and we want to just briefly introduce ourselves, and then we'll begin with a little Q&A. So my name is Jennifer Wright, and I am an educational program specialist at the Collaborative for Teaching and Learning. And this is my colleague, Ashley.
Hi, so my name is Dr. Ashley Perkins, and I am also an educational program staff member at CTL, or the Collaborative for Teaching and Learning.
Perfect. So thank you again for joining us. So I'll start with some questions, Ashley, and then you can ask me a few questions later on. All right, so let's say that I am a representative from a district that is interested in adopting Artful Reading Pre-K. What teachers in my district would this program be designed for?
Yeah, so Artful Reading Pre-K or Preschool is designed with every preschool teacher in mind. So it's designed for any preschool teacher or any preschool that qualifies for this grant, whether it's public or a private entity.
Awesome. Thank you, Ashley. So what exactly would my teachers receive in a foundations training that would prepare them to effectively implement their Artful Reading module?
Yeah. So the first experience that your teachers will have with the CTL coach will be a 2-day foundations training where teachers will be introduced to their first module. So we bring those with us to that first meeting. And then we will use research-based instructional strategies to actually deliver the content of those 2 days of training. And those strategies are then able to transfer over into classrooms by those preschool teachers to incorporate into their daily instruction. And then they will begin planning around their first module. So we create space inside those 2 days for them to really unpack their guidebooks, which is where all of the lessons live for that particular module. And they will also have an opportunity to create a calendar where they get to decide where within the first 9 weeks that they want that module to live. And we really give teachers that autonomy because in most cases, our preschool teachers are already honoring some sort of curriculum, whether it's a literacy curriculum or a math curriculum or a science curriculum or all of the above. We give them time to really think about how does this Artful Reading preschool module best fit into that first 9 weeks and do their own curriculum alignment in that time.
Gotcha. So Artful Reading is not meant to be a standalone curriculum, but instead work inside of other types of curriculum that may already be in place. And as coaches, we work with the teachers to make that alignment a beautiful and seamless transition. So wonderful. Thank you, Ashley. So we understand that the focus of this grant is on professional learning. So beyond this foundational training, what other support does CTL offer to ensure that this focus on literacy remains constant throughout the school year?
Yeah, so in addition to those 2 days of foundational training, teachers also are guaranteed on-site quarterly meetings with their CTL coach. And inside those quarterly meetings, that same process from the foundations is repeated. So they will get a module 2, a module 3, and then a module 4. Like the foundations training, they're going to unpack that module. They are going to begin that curriculum alignment, building out their calendars. But then they're also going to reflect on the success of the previous module's implementation. So there's space inside of those quarterly meetings to reflect and refine, showcase student work, bring any questions or concerns to the table and have, collective thought there with their peers and their coaches, and then begin planning for the next module. So that's one piece. So that happens 3 additional times after that foundations training. But then we also are on-site and distance coaches as well. And so in between those 9 weeks, We are reaching out to our teachers. We're using their calendars that they've developed to see when and where to best serve our teachers in coaching support. So we use a cognitive coaching model, and so we really let the teacher kind of name what it is that he or she needs from us, the coach. So sometimes that need in professional learning might be co-teaching. It might be modeling of a lesson. It might be asking for help with small groups. It might be a lesson refining protocol approach. It might be a classroom observation protocol. So really we are responsive to what the teachers are needing from us for their own professional learning. And that can happen virtually and or face-to-face.
So it's very customizable to the individual teacher.
Yes.
Sounds like it's not a one-size-fits-all kind of coaching support, which is really nice.
Yeah, it is.
Ashley.
Okay, so now I get to ask you questions.
Okay.
Are you ready?
All right.
Okay, so you and I are both classroom teachers, right? So this one we probably likely are going to relate to. We've had in our careers professional learning opportunities that when they're first introduced, there's great thinking and resources brought to our schools, to our classrooms, but then sometimes that energy slows down or the initiative begins to fizzle out when that initial push is over, right? So how do we, as CTL, how do we make sure that that momentum keeps going beyond the life of the grant when we, CTL, are not there alongside those teachers?
Yeah, so sustainability is a really big thing to think about as you're moving forward with the work in this grant, because while this is a 4 or 5 year grant, we want the impact of this work to last well beyond that. So one nice thing that CTL coaches do is work directly with that district literacy leadership team to build that capacity that will sustain the work. So as part of the support, we build together a common language, we create explicit expectations for that team, we identify our roles, and we create a plan to communicate and support those expectations. So CTL works with that literacy leadership team to build a culture of literacy across the school that will promote sustainability of the literacy work that exceeds the life of the grant. So everybody is brought to that table and everybody has a say in that conversation and what that looks like, which is a really nice piece of this work.
Yeah, that's one of the things I really love about this work is that we are at that classroom level working with individual teachers, but then we also have the opportunity to work with the leadership team so that there is that culture of literacy built across the district.
Yeah, well, and it puts, that common language piece, I think, is really important because everyone knows the ins and outs of what everyone is doing. And so with that, you can really have a collective effort that will help you progress towards the goal.
Yeah, thanks.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so some districts may be having this question. So they may be wondering if we hire a literacy coach for our district as part of KyCL, how does CTL integrate that coach into the work? What supports do we offer that coach who is going to be new to that position and sometimes new to that district, right? So how do we support?
Yeah, so that's a really great question because that too is often a new position that not many districts have had in place before the grant. So there's a lot of learning that takes place with that work. So in addition to the support a literacy coach receives as being a member of that district literacy leadership team that we just talked about, CTL also collaborates with him or her to expand on their internal capacity as a literacy leader through the gradual release process. So building competency and confidence in our coaches, because that's really what's going to help propel them forward, right, into that work. But CTL also offers, these are really amazing opportunities that are structured and bring together all of those KyCL coaches from all across the state. So that network of coaches we bring together to help build that coaching capacity. So coaches get to connect with others, to reflect on their district's implementation. They develop action plans specific to their own district needs with the support of that whole network and the CTL coaches present. And then they get to learn about relevant resources that might be helpful to them, and maybe learn, what's working well for another district and share those ideas with each other. So it's just a really nice piece for those coaches, because oftentimes those coaches are kind of flying solo in their district. So to get them in a space where they can collaborate with people in their same roles is really beneficial and provides a lot of value to their work.
Thank you,
Mm-hmm.
Jen. So what would the role of the administrator or administrators look like inside of this work in terms of supporting the initiative?
So CTL knows that a balance of both internal and external support is crucial to the success of any new initiative. So we will work at CTL, we will work to position the school-based personnel as the leaders of this work from day one. We hold the expectation that school administrators actively engage in that training and the coaching conversations to help establish that school-wide literacy culture, share in that goal setting, and just embrace that common understanding of artful reading, what it is, what it looks like. And so when everybody can be on the same team and have that common language, it really helps propel that work forward. You can give us a call at 502-895-9500, and we will be more than happy to talk about any questions that you have, any additional questions, or just be a think partner with how to make this work in your district. So thank you, Ashley, for joining me today.
Thank you. Have a great day.
We look forward to speaking with you about how we can help address the literacy needs of your district. Learn more about us at ctlonline.org or contact us at 502-895-9500.